So, because of the quarantine, most of the games are either indoors or in small groups, and I have been really interested in Speed QB. I think it's the most likely way for Airsoft to become a legit sport, and therefore I have been making more Speedsoft oriented builds. And one thing popped to my mind: what would be the cheapest? I really enjoy Hicapas. They are like my favorite pistol mainly because of the trigger. I think it feels great. So I thought, what's the cheapest you can, like best trigger response, semi only? What's the cheapest thing you can, cheapest will still be really competitive, what you can get. And this is what I believe the most economical Speedsoft Hicapa you can build. So you start with a TM Hicapa. That would be probably all the way everywhere around the world. I would say in average, this is the most basic 5.1 Hicapa. I think if you go 4.3, you get a slightly smaller slide. You might even get it even lighter, but this one out of the box, you get a slightly longer barrel, and it makes the power acceptable, like 1 joule. So start at 150 for the pistol, the base pistol. Okay. All right, and first thing I upgraded, I installed a Guarder aluminum lightweight blowback housing. Okay, it's what I believe the cheapest lightweight blowback housing. It happens to be one of the lightest as well. It's 16 grams, the blowback housing. Then the second upgrade is this Armor Works sight mount. Not because I was super interested in the mount, but it comes with this, which is a plastic charging handle. And since I removed the rear sight, the stock sight was steel, and it made the sight really heavy, actually. It's 20 grams for the sight. And by having this mount, it's actually two sides. I cut this side off. Well, it arrived broken on this side, but I didn't want it anyway, so I milled it flat. Also cut the extra rail off. So I have this short, just barely enough for the micro red dot. So with this mount is like additional $30. The Guarder was like 20, so 150 plus 50, $200. You have this, and the slide. Then you have to. I would suggest replace the recoil plug. That will cost you between 5 to 10. To aluminum one, the stock one is quite heavy. It's like 20 grams, and aluminum one is like less than 10. Then I didn't do any other upgrade except the bucking. I changed it to a modified X range bucking. It catches the nozzle quite nice, and it hops even 0.45 with the stock hop pop chamber. The whole slide with the plastic charging handle, front and back sight removed, and aluminum recoil plug is 64 grams. This is as light as you can go before you dish out massive money on 3D print slide or really some exquisite custom metal slide. Okay, so right now I invested, without counting the red dot, 210, 220 to have a gun. I didn't really short stroke it. I still wanted this slide catch to work, but I added some rubber shims. The downside of this sight is you cannot remove, and this, well, you can't really remove the slide with this thing on, but you do get this super lightweight cycle. Okay, 64 grams, the whole slide, the whole moving part. The red dot, up to your taste. This one is actually not that cheap, but if you go with a cheap red dot, I think I have one for 30, a decent one that handles some vibration. Then you would have for 250 a pistol that performance-wise that puts gun sight in the 500 range to shape. It's super smooth, it's super lightweight, and since you put the blowback housing, the plastic slide is actually gonna last. The lightest weight metal slide is still, just the slide itself is more than 50 grams. So after you put in the blowback housing and everything else, you are like, let's say 50 plus that 20, 80, you will be like 100 grams, right? 100 grams with some minimal sight and whatnot, with a plunger, with a plug, blowback housing. So this is how I would build the cheapest, the budget speedsoft pistol that is still really competitive trigger response. Actually, let me just fill up the mags. So you guys have an idea. Green gas. Shit. It's really quick. As quick as you can get. For 250-ish. If you ditch this, the next stop is gonna cost massively amount of money. And this, in my opinion, this will last more than the 3D print slides.